Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon, and you're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is
Tuesday. Tuesday.
Hark! Tuesday again, and you ain't gonna see Wednesday.
Tuesday.
On, y'all, you guys know what today is. It's Tuesday, the best day of the week.
Yes.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Except I'm not trying to get bumped like Vespuccia. Vespuccia almost knocked Norbert off the bat. Yes, Norbert's one of my favorite movies. Don't come for me, y'all. How are you? Happy Tuesday. I got my girls with me tonight.
Hey, my girls,
from the front to back.
Repeat that. You're trying to think my man.
You don't need that. So don't play yourself. Y'all, it's a good day to be alive. Yes. It's good to be with y'all. We are going to have us a good time tonight. I'll save all the videos and everything else next week. Norm was like, do you have any videos that you want to put up? I said, no, because I knew that we were just going to jump into stuff, and I didn't want to spend all the time doing my funnies and yada, yada, yada. The next thing you know, it's like 9:15.
Right.
And then it's like, we ain't got no time. We got to wrap it up because Norm is going to be like shaking them keys. That's my sign. And I'm like, we're not doing it. So thank you guys for jumping on when you jump on. Holla at your girl. Go ahead and tag a friend, text a friend, tell a friend that the Making Me Matter radio show is what? On the air. And let me know what city, what state you guys are representing so I can shout out where you are. Hey, Alicia. I'm thinking about you and praying for you big time and your family. Alicia, later on this week, if you can, try to get, I forgot if it's the aunt. If you don't mind, I want you and your aunt to call me. Let's schedule some time because I'll forget because I have a lot going on. Call me, and then I want to pray with her over the phone. Alicia just lost her 23-year-old niece, and last year the brother was 20 years old. And if I stand corrected, died, I think, to suicide. So that family has gone through so much. Alicia has gone through so much with just death after death after death. But you know what? I'm just going to declare it right now in the name of Jesus. Alicia, I just bind that spirit of death. You've went through enough this year. And I pray that 2025, literally the amount of grace that God can provide just rests on you and everybody that you know and are associated with, because that is a lot. Losing a coworker, or a coworker lost the arm. It was just one thing after the other where Alicia would be inboxing me or texting me, Tiff, I need you to pray. Can you pray? Can you pray? So I'm definitely keeping you in prayer. And I pray that God just cancels the assignment of death around you and just give you peace in your heart and in your mind. So we are praying. So tonight, y'all, holla at me. Let me know. I know Alicia's out in North Kakalaki. Let me know what city, what state you are in. And while you guys are doing that and you're tagging people, letting them know that we are on, guess what's coming up? Y'all get it? It's my Unbothered the Movement Women's Conference. Hashtag no filter is the theme. January 4th. Yes! 6 o'clock to 10 p.m. Are you excited, B? I hear it. I hear the excitement. And my mistress of ceremony and my girlfriend, Reverend Bianca Allen. And we have two beautiful speakers, Lady June Lewis, who's going to be dealing with making my voice matter in marriage. And Raquel Hawkins is going to be dealing with single, secure, and not silent. Okay. That's theme all together. Hashtag no filter. I need you guys to go ahead and register. Let me show y'all a little something real quick. To miss 2025's Unbothered No Filter Conference.
I'm not gonna miss.
It's gonna be exciting, y'all. And the Holy Ghost gave me no filter because us as women have been hiding behind our silence. And there's a way to still use your voice without your voice being limited, because when you speak, there's people that try to limit your sound. And so this 2025 is not a feminist movement, nothing like that. It's being okay with knowing you still have a voice and how to use it and making it matter, because you shouldn't have to be silent because of anybody, family, friends, boo, whoever, because they think that you don't need to use your voice. So I need you guys to go ahead and register and rock out with your girl. Hey, Reese. Hey, Ilka. Hey, Cal.
How does everybody register to?
So you guys can go to www.unbotheredthemovement.com. UNBOTHERED, themovement.com. You can go ahead and register. We have different, if you're a seniorita, because I get a lot of the older women to come. So if you're a seniorita, 65 and over, there's a flat fee of $65. Nice. Okay. Your fee does not go up ever. The general admission does go up because, and I do that because the truth is, I give everybody all year to register. Right. So from January until September, it's $65. When they don't register by the fall, I'm going up. Right now, I'm at $75. You know why? Because I got a venue to pay for. I got gifts to go ahead and give. I have things to pay for. And I have workers. And my workers know I pay them at the end. So there's things that I have to do. And so the tickets right now are $75 for general admission. Y'all just missed the Black Friday sale last week where it was $67.50 because I gave a discount. But $75 for general admission, and there's discounts for when you bring more than one person. Okay. If you want to do the platinum package, I think it's $145. That means you get priority seating, and you get a gift. You get the gift, the meal, your registration, and priority seating. And then the gold package, you don't get the gift, but you do get first seat. You get your priority seating.
Now, I do have a question for you.
Of course.
And I know, I'm not supposed to interview. It's your
interviewer.
I want to know, what do you think we should, what expectation should we be seeking for this event?
I want to say,
have you thought of that yet?
I haven't really thought about it, but I think the expectation is to expect God to do something different with the void that you've been carrying. Because a lot of times we try to fill that void, and I've talked about it in my Unbothered group today, that whole love on me intentionally. We try to fill that void with other things because someone has said you talk too much, or someone has said things like, you know what, I don't like how you're too visible. Because I've had people intimidated by the fact that I've been too visible.
Jesus,
so
yes, me too.
Toya, I know. And so
do you see what women gotta do?
What we gotta go through. So with that, come expecting to be your true self. Come with your hair down. Oh, the colors are peacock colors. So any type of green, purple, pink, blue, that kind of deal. Okay. But I don't care if you came in sweats. You do what you got to do to get what you need. Right. Because you're going to have two panelists. Come as you are.
Yeah.
You got two great panelists, Lady June Lewis and Raquel Hawkins. And you need to follow Raquel on Instagram. Okay. She's incredible. She's Table 4 ONE socially. She teaches you how to be okay with going to do things by yourself. And
I
so,
do that.
I'm
a movie like I can go to the movies like some people can't.
I do it all
the
time.
But I could do movies by myself. I could do dinner by myself.
I do it all the time.
And be comfortable. Go to Barnes and Nobles. I do all types of stuff and comfortable with that. And then be like, I had a good day.
And you had a good day.
Yeah. Like I had a good day.
I do the same thing. I go to the park. I'll sit in the woods. I like my peace of mind. The outdoors do it for me. So there's just things that I do. So this No Filter conference is really about the women getting their voice back.
Nice.
That's what it's about. Nice. So when you come, expect to lead, recognizing your voice and keeping it.
Okay. Nice.
And recognizing your voice and keeping it.
Because, hear me, when you say that, recognizing your voice and keeping it, because a lot of times what we do, we lose it.
We lose it because we lose ourselves to people. So that's what it is. And we lose ourselves to people. We lose ourselves to the job. We lose ourselves to the booze. We lose ourselves to whoever. And the thing is, when we get lost, it's hard to pull back from that place.
Yes, it is.
So we're here. I'm here. The women that are going to be speaking, we're here to help you get that voice back.
And I'm assuming it's a lot of transparency.
Super transparent.
Okay.
And there's something I'll tell you guys when we hang up that I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
To, because every year there's something that I do. So last year's theme was Unpacked and Unbothered. So, no, that was the year before. I forgot what last year's was. Oh my gosh. Can y'all believe I'm going on my 6th year doing this at the Pines Manor?
That's a lot.
Pines Manor had to bring, to God be the glory, an extra table out because we got up to 200 people.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome.
It was incredible. Awesome. So I'm just grateful. Hey, Sissy and Tracy. But when I tell y'all the Unpacked and Unbothered, my girlfriend, big shout out to Pastor Danielle Brown over at Shiloh Baptist Church. Isn't she dope?
Yeah.
Over here in Plainfield. She was my speaker. And I had a suitcase. And I had colored index cards left at the table for people. And I said, whatever you hear from her that you need to unpack that resonates with your spirit, write it down and you put it in that suitcase and you just leave it there. And I had somebody take the suitcase out with everybody's index cards in that suitcase.
I'm going to need 5 index.
Listen. Look, I'm going to need 5 suitcases. Look, 5 suitcases. But I'm excited because there's something I'm going to do with that. And I'll tell y'all when we get off the air. But I'm looking, hey, Auntie Risa. Good to see Teresa on here too. Cows, I see you, comedian Ron Snipes. Oh, Snipes, hold up. Y'all, before I even get started with the rest of it, y'all, big shout out to my buddy, my best friend, my bro, comedian Ron Snipes. Okay, so on December 20th, Ron Snipes will be at Big Shots hosting his comedy show, Holiday Laughter Comedy Extravaganza. Y'all know y'all need to laugh. People need to get laughter back in their life. The Bible says that laughter is good medicine. It's good for the soul.
Good for the soul.
So y'all want to come out for Ruperto Vanderpool, who is funny as all get out, and that daggone Kenny Williams is funny too. Then we got DJ Dre 2 times. I'm so looking forward to this whole extravaganza. You guys might see me there. So come out and support Ron Snipes. Come out and get your laugh on, and let's have us a really, really good time. So tonight, I'm piggybacking off of their show from last week.
Yes.
Piggybacking off of their show from the night. Tonight's show is, what did I say it was called? Oh, How to Be Seen and Kept in Relationships. So, yeah, I forgot. Like, what is it? Y'all, my brain. Anywho.
Let me tell you.
And y'all need to stick around because I got a really big announcement to make at the end of the show.
Okay.
So you all need to really stick around.
Got it.
Okay. And so tonight's topic is how to be seen and kept in relationships. So what I'm going to do is go around the room, and I want everybody to introduce themselves. First and foremost, I got my girls, Latoya Chanel and Queen Bee from the Owl Show.
Hi,
y'all, their show is before mine every Tuesday at 7. Yep. And their show is Outstanding Women Who Help Heal. That's super dope.
Thank you. Well, you see, I'm just quiet now. It's like, look,
know.
it's like after the
Y'all
show,
don't understand, right?
it's like
After
you
the
coming
show, you're
down,
like,
I'm coming
God,
down,
like,
coming
we had a
down.
lot. We had a lot.
Yeah,
Yo,
so,
listen,
yeah, I'm
y'all,
just quiet right
I
now.
was fighting back tears in their
Quiet
show.
right
Shot was over there tearing up. Kiss was like, oh my God, I'm trying not to cry. It was just,
Look, Dr. Darcel consoling us.
right. The doctor was here. We got Shalonda and Dr. How do you pronounce it? Sesson. Can I just call you Dr. S? Yeah. I give a nickname to every doctor.
Dr. D.
Dr. D.
Yeah.
I promise you on everything. I legit give like, oh, Christina, you try to send me a friend request. I promise you I'm going to delete some folk today and add you. I don't want you to think I'm going to dismiss you. I got you, girl. I'm definitely going to accept your request in a little bit. Let me clean up a couple of folk. I ain't got no problem doing that. So I'm so glad to have the doc here. We got Shalonda, we got Queen Bee, and my girl Toya, both all at this room. Can I just say something real quick before we get started with today's show?
Go ahead.
I love how us as women can sit amongst each other, have a conversation, not try to ante up on the next woman to make it seem like I know more than you or I've got more experience. This is a beautiful thing because women,
there's a spirit. It is.
you know, so I'm grateful. Hey, Neenster. And so I'm grateful that y'all are here, and I'm grateful that y'all stayed. So tonight's topic, what was I saying the topic was again?
How to be kept.
How to be seen and how to be kept. Minister Cassandra Foster, good to see you. How to be seen and how to be kept. And it was based off of the Ruth and Boaz.
In the scripture, Ruth and Boaz, yep.
Toya, y'all go ahead with that.
So,
y'all
want me to get started?
So go ahead, you go, and I'll.
Okay.
You know.
So the premise of tonight's discussion started last week. And we were talking about dating, and we were talking about just being practical and being logical in dating and removing the emotion from dating, right? Because as women, it seems like we get so caught up in our emotions and we start doing too much. We start saying too much. As we talked about on the show earlier, we start overly extending ourselves. We start inserting ourselves in things that we should not be in, right? And then when we don't get the results that we're looking for, or those certain behaviors are not reciprocated, we're wondering why, right? Or we're sad, or we're experiencing years and decades of trauma. And then we're in Dr. Darcella's office trying to unpack and go through our experiences, right? So that's kind of what we were talking about, and that's how this conversation started. And then I said, I brought up the story of Ruth and Boaz.
Please explain the story.
Yes, I brought up the story of Ruth and Boaz, and I brought up how you hear all the time everyone says, oh, you have to
he that findeth a wife.
we talked about he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but we were talking about how people are always like, oh, I'm looking for my Boaz, or I'm going to find my Boaz, I'm searching for my Boaz. No, excuse me, no, back up. You hear people say, I'm waiting for my Boaz.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm waiting for my Boaz. I'm waiting for my Boaz. And then as we were talking about it on the show, I was like, she didn't wait.
What did she do?
She had her
Well,
good
she did not wait.
Toy, where's the
She
scripture? Can you pull up
what's the
scripture?
scripture of
Yeah.
Ruth and Boaz?
Somebody
See if something
She did. Ruth did not wait. What Ruth, in fact, did with her mother-in-law was she devised a plan to make sure that they were taken care of. She devised a plan to make sure that they had security. So she took advice from her wise counsel. She took advice from her mother-in-law, who told her to position herself in the field so that Boaz would see her.
Say that again, though.
3.
She
Say that again, though.
She
Chapter 3.
listened to her mother-in-law, who told her to position herself in the field so that Boaz would see her. That's number one. Then her mother, this is logic. This is not
That
emotion.
mother-in-law
This
set
is, wait a
her
minute.
up.
This is logic and emotion. I'm sorry. This is logic. This is not emotion. This is not some spiritual, all of a sudden Boaz, woo, woo, woo. No. This is logic, people. This is logic. Her mother-in-law said, position yourself in this field so that this kinsman redeemer. Now, can we go into kinsman redeemer?
But wait,
can we
that's
talk
where
about?
it is.
Can we
Hold
talk
on.
about what
Now, let me
kinsman
tell you
redeemer is?
something. I want you to define, because me and you talk about this all the time. I want you to define, because I don't want you to go
Past the position
past
part.
the position part. I need you to define position.
Positioning. Okay. So wait. So number one, she said to position yourself in the field so that Boaz would see her. Number two, she told her to position yourself in his bed, at the end of his bed. And if he puts the corner on you, then you have been accepted.
Now, not
right?
that he slept with her.
No.
Right?
Not that he slept with
Let's
her.
get that
But
clear.
you have to realize how risky it was for her to do that in that time period. They were not just going around sleeping with each
Right.
other, because she would have been stoned to death. She would have been killed. She would have been murdered, and he would have been dishonored as being his kinsman redeemer, and his position, because he would have been sleeping with her, right? So she was risking her life to position herself with Boaz, right? So when we talk about positioning ourselves, we talk about making sure that we are whole, making sure that we have healed as best we can on our own, because we all know that you can't heal completely by yourself, because somebody has to put a mirror in front of you, because there are certain things you do not see when it's just you in your own sphere, right? And so we talk about making sure you're whole. We're talking about healing as best you can, and we're talking about we are talking about making sure you're putting yourself in front of the right man. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that?
Hold up one second.
Can we talk about that? Okay, can we talk about that? Because we started talking about that on the previous show, about how we do all of this stuff for the wrong man, right? And then we trying to figure out why we not getting anything in return, right? So she positioned herself in front of the kinsman redeemer. She positioned herself in front of the man who was there to take care of others.
Now define kinsman.
He was there to be he was the go-to. He was the go-to. If they needed extra money, extra wheat, extra field hands, extra whatever, he had it. He had amassed all these things, and he was there to help his fellow man and his family in whatever it is that they needed. That's who Boaz was, right? And so he had all of this wealth because of, I forget the story of how Boaz had amassed all of this wealth, but that's who he was. The mother-in-law said, position yourself in front of a man that can do for you. Position yourself in front of a man that is security for you. Position yourself in front of a man that is also security for your family. Position yourself in front of a man that is going to take care of you, and not just your body, mind, body, and soul, and your future. Okay.
So,
okay.
Positioning yourself. A lot of times, I think that we have this thing where women do not do that.
No.
Because I think we are
because
stuck.
we're waiting on our Boaz.
We're stuck. We're stuck
somewhere.
on waiting on a Boaz, but we're stuck on he that findeth the wife.
Hey,
so they are like,
how he finding you?
How he finding you? If you don't position yourself, and positioning yourself requires a lot of work from you.
Yep.
Inside of you, with you,
inside
right?
and out.
Yep.
Light seek light. Come on. Like seeks like. So when I say that, I mean there's a glimmer in you. I know there's a lot of times where people, there's something that a male will notice, right? About you that stands out from the next chick, right?
Well, can I interject real quick?
Of course.
Because even with that, I mentioned last week briefly on my show that y'all better make sure your presentation is all right. Men are very visual.
Yes.
They can tell if you look clean or if you look stink.
Yes.
They can tell if you look like
wait. I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't mean to interrupt you.
What happened?
But when we had all the gentlemen on our show, do you know that's all they talked about afterwards?
That's all they talk about.
That's all they talked
The
about
hygiene?
afterwards. No. I'm gonna take it a step further. They sat in this studio
made me drink
and
water.
they talked about They talked about women's pheromones.
What is that?
Your natural body smell. And so they talked about women's pheromones. Let me tell you what they said. No. I'm gonna tell you all the secret conversations they had in this studio. And they talked about it for weeks on end, and they kept coming back to it.
So do women just not wash good?
No,
apparently
so,
not.
Okay, let me be clear.
Apparently,
you could
not.
go in my bag right now. I bet you gonna find some
Apparently
wipes. You gonna find spray.
No.
No,
they
this
talked.
was funny.
What is wrong with
Let me
women?
tell
They
you.
talked about nowadays. They talked about women's breath.
Yes.
They talked about women's eating habits, and it was like, I think maybe she eats too much meat because I would go
No
to
vegetables.
I would go. Yeah, she doesn't eat it. She eats too much meat. She doesn't eat enough vegetables. I would go to kiss her, and the smell that would come from her.
smell like pork?
I couldn't
I'ma
deal
tell y'all,
with it.
and this-
they talked about.
This chick, go ahead.
G, you the only male on here. Has this ever happened to you?
I had
Type
somebody
it
tell
in.
me I look clean because of a certain color I had on.
Child.
First of all, I'm gonna just be honest.
It was like,
I
you look
never
clean today because of a certain color that they liked that I had on. It made me look cleaner.
Child. When I tell you, they talked about how women's breath smells in the morning.
In the morning.
They talked about how your house smells. They talked about what your clothes
Let me
smell
tell
like.
you, they said
They
that
talk-
they are cleaner. The men were saying that
They are cleaner than most
the
women that
and
they've
I'm not
dated.
talking about just hygiene. I'm talking about
House. I know.
I'm
I
talking
know
about
a few men that houses are
immaculate, right?
They're-
I am telling you that they.
Oh, my
had-
ex, you
they
could eat off his
clean.
floor.
They
Clean.
made me seriously. If I wasn't drinking water, by the time I got finished with them, they was like, she smell like she don't drink no water at all.
They were saying a lot of these women's
Like-
pheromones, they smell
Men was
just
going
very
in.
unhealthy.
Men was going.
Okay, so can I be honest with y'all?
Child. So when you talk about positioning yourself,
Y'all women better learn to get you
But
some
Naomi
pineapples in your
Naomi
life.
what you
They
say?
don't even
Wait,
know.
what did Dr. Darcella
Go ahead,
say?
Naomi did tell Ruth to go wash
What?
and put on perfume
You so right.
and your finest
You
clothes.
better talk about it. You better
I
talk
wish my
about
coworker-
it.
let me
You
tell you
better talk
something.
about it.
Let me tell you
You better
something.
talk about
And
it.
it didn't say, but if I may use my own imagination and say, go girl, get your hair did too.
That's
Okay,
smart.
okay.
What did I say last week when I went to the bathroom? Was it last week when I came out spraying?
Yeah,
I said, y'all, I didn't do nothing, but I'm a lady and I just like to smell good. You best believe wherever I go, wherever I walk in, you're going to smell all this goodness and glory. Because what I'm not going to do, first of all, us women, we're internal while men are external. So there's things that there's no way that you could be a woman and not take the time to check yourself. I promise on everything. Today at work, everywhere I went, people were stopping me. And this one guy from the mailroom, he always gets me. He always says, I can always tell when you're in the building because I can smell you. He said today, I promise on my life. He said, Tiff, you can't keep smelling like this. He said, because what's going to happen? Somebody going to grab you. Somebody going to snatch you. He said, and then he
worried about your safety.
Right. He said, somebody going to snatch you. He said, I can't let that happen. I said, you got a whole wife. Yes, you can.
That's
Be
funny.
okay with letting that
That's
happen.
funny.
B.
Yes.
I don't play with my scents. I keep wipes in the car.
But
deodorant,
what the men
sprays.
but what the men were saying is that a lot of the women that have tried to position themselves in front of them are not doing that.
So
That's what they're saying.
I wanted to go back to her really quickly.
Yeah.
When you say, and I don't know, because you're a doctor, you find, and you know about relationships and things like that. Do you see a lot of times women letting themselves go?
Absolutely.
A lot of times,
Absolutely.
even in the dating realm, I know that a lot of times when they're in relationships or when they are in marriages or things like that, we do let ourselves go. We are the wife, we are the mother, we are all of those things. We work and we do whatever. But do you find that women let themselves go even in the dating realm?
Yeah.
Not so much in the dating realm, because again, they're basically still being interviewed. They're candidates being interviewed so that they will be at the top of their game.
Okay.
I find it interesting that the fellas are even saying when she thinks she's at the top of their game, she's not at the top of their game according to their standards. But not so much when they're in the dating realm, but after relationships kind of become commonplace, I do see us letting ourselves go to a certain extent. But I don't want to be too hard. I want to show some grace, because if you're also working and taking care of this one and that one, you start to make other people your priority that you
And
forget
not
about
yourself.
That's true.
Yeah.
And we have to get back to making us a priority.
Making us matter.
Yeah. We do.
And I think sometimes, and y'all check me if you think I'm wrong, there's this element that we carry that if we take the time to make us matter, then we're really neglecting the priority when we really are the priority.
Yeah, well, that's a myth that we've allowed to play in our heads.
Absolutely.
But guess what? When I take care of me, I'm in a better position for everybody.
That's true.
That's good.
That's true.
Everybody.
That's
I
true.
had somebody.
And just like not even just physically, right?
Right.
Just-
My mental, emotional, and spiritual aura is so different, and when the way I walk in a room, I show up different, and your children can see that, your mate can feel that. So you have to make yourself a priority.
I had somebody get in my car one year. This guy that I thought would have possibly been something, and possibilities.
Oh God!
All these daggone possibilities.
Oh God!
So much potential.
So much potential. And every time.
This ain't spades. You don't need no
Okay.
possible.
How about that? No possibles.
No possible.
None. And every time he got in my car, he would say, "Dang, it smelled good in here." And I would say, "Thank you. I try to be clean. I showered today." You know what? I'm very self-conscious.
Yeah.
So I think, to piggyback off of what you said, women have to get your mind right in order to get that part of you right. And I'm not trying to be funny. Be okay with take a moment and be like, dang, let me make sure I'm good. Smell yourself. Go into the bathroom and smell yourself.
It's you.
Yeah, but all of that is for women who are single, right? And we were talking about, Ruth and Boaz, right? All of that is a part of positioning yourself. For those who are looking for mates, right? So everybody's not looking for mates, everybody's not looking for a partner, but for those who are, and for those who are trying to keep theirs, but for those who are looking for mates, for those who are looking for partners, we were really just talking about Ruth positioned herself. This was logic. Everybody thinks that when they quote the Bible that all of a sudden it's something so spiritual, so this, so that. But no, these were real people. Right. These were real people. These were real stories. Yeah. And what she did, her wise counsel just so happened to be her ex-mother-in-law. Okay, just so happened to be her ex-mother-in-law. I imagine some sort of sister girl vibe that they had with one another. And she probably said, look, girl, listen, let me tell you what you got to do.
What you got to do.
Yep.
You need to do this, that, and we're going to get that man right there to take care of us. So why, in today's time, do we shy away from that? Why is that now being thirsty?
Gold digging.
Okay. Why is that now gold digging to be in a hypergamous relationship? Why is that now frowned upon? And when and you talk about you waiting on a Boaz. First of all, she didn't wait on a Boaz. She positioned herself, and she was very intentional about finding love. She was intentional, about being married, and she was intentional about having security for her life and for her family's life, right? So why is it frowned upon now for us to be that way now? Why is it frowned upon now?
Why is it frowned upon now? Gerald Miller said, and strawberries. I thought it was just the pineapples, but he said, and strawberries. Well, I just had a bunch of strawberries the other day. Let me go get some more. Jason Dixon, good to see you. Hey, who else is on here? Kels, I see you. Kels, potential. I can't do the potential like that no more. Hey, D, good to see you on here. And Regina Black, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Hey, girl. And so I'm the potential for me.
No.
I
cut it off.
I'm just So the positioning part.
Yes.
So but in positioning, you have to be ready.
Yes.
Don't try to pretend that you're ready and have this pseudo position, and then you trick him for the sake of just having somebody for your own moment, and you're not ready, and then you end up rocking out in a way where he starts seeing you in a whole different light because you weren't honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because he didn't, pull a cover back and see her, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I really wanted to be in a relationship with you, and I'm not sure if I was ready or not." She didn't do that. It was like, okay, you know what? Boom. Okay, this is it.
Kels,
this
intentional.
is what we doing. Yeah, she was intentional about what she wanted, and she went after it.
And went after.
And so why are we not doing that
So
now?
because there's this stigma that if a woman goes after a man, she's out of order.
Well, that's
but
what
she
I
didn't
want
go
to-
after him. She positioned herself.
So there's a difference
for
between
him to
positioning.
choose her.
But that's
There's
what
a
I want.
difference.
But that's what I want to.
Yeah.
I want to debunk that. I want to literally, and I'm not saying because I don't change the word. That's not my thing. It is still he who findeth the wife findeth a good thing. I'm not saying that is, to omit that or whatever, but I'm also saying, guys, like
present.
We
present.
Present.
They find and choose, but we have to present
You
something.
have to be there.
Yeah.
You have to be present. You have to do the work. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to do all of those things in order for him to notice you.
Right.
Present
you understand
yourself.
what I'm saying? You gotta be like, we're not gonna keep going through the same little club holes in the walls. We're gonna present ourselves somewhere different. We're gonna go into those spaces where we align up with people that are like us, and guess what? Maybe not like us, but that could teach us
or like
something
what
too.
we want, because guess
You
what?
understand what I'm saying?
When Ruth put herself in the field for that man, she knew what he had.
That part.
She knew what he had.
Because I was going to ask, part of my ignorance with the Bible, but was Boaz the target, or was any man the target?
No.
And it
Boaz
just-
was the target.
He was the target as determined originally by the mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Right.
she
It was
said
like,
it.
this is
This is the kind of man that you need. This man he was wealthy. He was powerful, and he was in control. And she said, "This is the kind of man that you." Her husband had died already. Ruth's husband, which was Naomi's son, had already passed away.
Yep.
He had died already. So she
this
was.
was
So
her
she.
husband's
Ruth was a widow.
mother.
Yeah.
Widow.
So Ruth was a widow.
Imagine, right?
Ruth
Ain't
was
that
a widow.
funny?
Ruth was a
Ain't that funny?
widow.
The mother-in-law, even though her son died, she like, look.
This is what you
Because
need
this
to
gonna be
do.
good for the family.
She had to have loved her daughter-in-law
Right.
that much.
It was coming to her too. It
Yeah.
was like this legacy that we tried to do.
Yeah, like
You know
you.
what I'm saying? He can't do it. He going.
He gone
But
now.
I'm gonna need you
To find
it's almost
another
like
one.
A sister girl telling you, girl, get up.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Get up.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's time to do whatever for you, and that's the thing. Dust yourself off.
Yeah.
Because
And
I
can
think
I-
it was last
I'm
week
sorry.
or a couple weeks ago, Toya said, because the mate ain't gonna fall out the sky in
No.
your house.
No.
Right.
Okay,
No, he's not.
That's not how it's gonna happen.
You
So
over
we
here
need to
watching
stop-
Netflix,
right?
Like, no.
You need to stop with that old school.
Just-
Just pray on it.
Right.
Oh no, I'm past that.
Oh, can you say that again, Dr. Darcella?
Just pray
I'm
on
over
it.
that.
Okay.
But see, can I be
that.
honest
We
with you?
weaponize
We
it.
Oh my
weaponize
God,
it,
we do.
and we also make God to be this genie. He's not magical. He's not a genie. We don't click out ruby slippers papers, and then poof, God makes it
But
happen.
don't it say faith without works is dead?
Yeah, but people don't
I'm
want to do
so
the work.
So positioning yourself was the works.
Hey, Naomi.
They also say
You
God
got to
helps
do
those who help
something.
themselves,
I
so-
can't sit in this house
Right.
waiting for Denzel to come through that
And
ceiling.
speaking of Denzel with his fine self, can I make a quick statement? When you talked about positioning yourself, and she was saying the positioning yourself, and you were talking about how going to these places. I'm not trying to be funny. Don't be afraid to go into places
That you don't feel like you belong.
Baby, I will dress up like I am a millionaire.
$5 in my
Make
pocket.
sure that I smell amazing.
Negative.
And walk in and switch as
Negative.
if I know
Say
I
it again.
belong here.
Negative 247.
I definitely did that. I didn't do with it. I went to support a friend for their birthday, and the spot that they had it at, I went by myself. Again, I got myself together. I looked good, and I was just like, "What the hell am I doing here?" And again, it locked in because I was just like, "I don't want to be here. Like, I would rather be here."
You
with
felt
my mate.
intimidated?
Or was it the crowd?
It was the
itself
crowd.
Not
It was the
what,
crowd.
though?
I felt like I was too good for the crowd.
Oh.
It was in that sense at that point. And I was like,
Yeah,
I don't want to be here. I was like, I want
That's
I want
something
my
different.
man.
No,
we
I
do
was
that,
like, I
you know,
want to
don't
be
we?
here with
We be
my
like,
man.
we don't belong here.
And I was again.
Took out and been like,
I was
no.
just going to support a friend, and I went by myself, and I felt good, I looked good, like yes, I smelled good, and I was just like,
didn't pass the standards check.
Listen,
belong
you not,
here.
but
I
you
was
not
like,
for
I don't wanna be
everybody,
here.
and you not for everywhere.
I was like, I don't want to be here.
But what I will
and
say,
I don't do that no more.
Which is I don't
opposite of that.
And I don't know if y'all saw my post when I was just like, I think I said it's time for me to find a real one and lock in. I don't know if y'all saw that.
No, I didn't see
when
it.
I had put it in my stories. That was that night because I was just like I don't want to be outside. Like I'm not for the streets.
So right, you're on the sidewalk. I get you. Because we all don't belong in the street.
Ciao.
But because that's why they created the sidewalk.
Ciao.
Listen to me though. Listen to me.
I know that's
what
right.
we're saying too, Shalonda. What? Yeah, I'm a sidewalk girl. Look, I was on the porch. Okay. I was on the porch. But I'm gonna say this. Also, don't. So that type of aspect, yes. But I'm talking about those places where you feel like you don't belong. Like I have been in places where I've had conversations where I felt elevated. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I felt honored to be in this place.
Yes.
And I learned a lot from talking and networking with people.
More so putting yourself out there.
Putting
yeah.
yourself,
And that's a big
Have we
risk,
not-
but it's worth
This
it.
is the thing.
Yeah.
Have we not brushed shoulders with
Everybody. Look, everybody.
millionaires, all types of things, and you learn from them. And don't get me wrong, yes, they are real people. They are people just like us. They go through their share of love, heartbreak, and all types of things, right? They're people. But I love talking to somebody that has a different mindset than what I'm used to.
That's growth.
And they can
You're the
sharpen.
smartest person
In the
your
room.
circle, in your room.
You need a new circle.
You need a
a
new
new circle.
Absolutely right.
You need a new circle.
I had a time and I ended up calling B. So I ended up joining this group.
Yes, I remember. Because the judge was the.
Yeah. I ended up joining this group, and shout out to all of these wonderful. All of these
gotta say
wonderful
it.
women. All of these wonderful women. So I joined it. It was a women in entertainment group, and they were having a dinner in the meatpacking district. So I go with my little fur coat on to this expensive dinner, and we go up to this restaurant. So shout out to Felicia Butterfield Jones. Anybody who does not know who Felicia Butterfield Jones is, I think she's like the head of something at Google now, but she used to be the head of the Grammys, but then she was also the head of something else, whatever. And then she was married to what's Steph Curry's partner that played basketball. She was married to him. I think they're divorced now. Then she was also Russell Simmons something. Anyway, whatever. So she had all of these accolades in life, and she was around all these people. Her best friend was like the winner of Survivor. So shout out to her. And then Judge. Oh my God, she's a judge on Channel 5. It wasn't Lynn Toller. It wasn't Lynn Toller.
No, not Lynn.
Faith.
Is it Faith?
Not
no,
Faith.
Faith.
It was
There's another one. But they're all best
Who's
friends.
the judge with that was the DNA person?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who
Who's
you're
that?
talking about. I can't
You
think
know
of her
who I'm
name,
talking
but I
about.
see her face.
Okay, so they're all friends, right? They're all friends, so they're all at this event. So I'm sitting there, and these are all women who are in entertainment. And then shout out to oh my God, the publicist. What's her name? She's friends with your sister-in-law too. I can't think of her name. Anyway, big time publicist for a lot of celebrities. And again, it was about 20 women there. I don't know how my behind got to that table. So I'm sitting there,
kidding me.
and I'm texting B, and I'm like, I don't belong here.
Yeah. I remember her saying that.
I was like, I don't belong here. And they're all talking and telling their stories. First of all, I'm like, do I got to pay for this? Because this meal is like $500 a person. I was like, I think I got negative $260 in my account. And I'm trying to, and I'm texting her. I was like, listen, if I got to pay the bill, you going to send me some money because I don't have it. And literally it was like $5-something a person. And I literally had nothing. I don't even know how I got to Manhattan. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't belong at this table. But sitting there listening to those women talk about their stories, talk about their journeys, talk about what they were doing, watching them talk about what they had coming up next and all the things that were happening.
It was meant for you to be there.
It was the most inspiring.
And she didn't have to pay for the bill.
Moment. Oh, I didn't
Somebody
have to.
footed
No,
it.
Felicia had paid for it because she's like head of Google or something. Anyway, shout out to her. Y'all can look her up. Her name is Felicia Butterfield Jones. But it was the most inspiring moment.
Absolutely.
Of
Elder
me
Felder.
being in the entertainment industry. And I was like, and I felt like I didn't belong there, but I knew that it was for a reason. I knew that there was a reason
But
why
Toya,
I needed
let me
to
put
be
a
there.
pause on you real quick, because I would never think that you did not belong in that kind of
did not.
atmosphere.
I did not.
Okay, so even besides the fact that you are in that industry, let's just keep it G. You do some amazing things, but the caliber of woman that you are, you deserve that space. Let's put aside who Toya knows, who she's been around. Just Toya as a woman,
Absolutely.
you deserve. I'm gonna clap it up for you real quick. You gonna get those 702 claps that my boy got.
Absolutely.
I can't stand you. Yes.
At the end of the day, the caliber of woman that you are.
Thank you.
You deserve
Thank you.
to be that. What I can't stand is a woman who, and I know I'm gonna get feedback for saying this, but with a woman who doesn't deserve to be in that space and then try to force their way in. And when I say doesn't deserve, excuse me for the snort, I mean in a sense of they're not mature enough to be in that space.
Right.
Toya has the sense. Toya has the maturity. She has the quaff. She's a lady. Y'all,
class.
I just love us. I love a lady. I told somebody today, when talking about the smell, somebody said to me, these two women at my job said, you always smell good. I said, I'm a lady.
Lauren
a
Lake.
lady
I'm
knows
sorry.
how to smell.
Lauren Lake, the judge.
Lauren Lake.
Lauren Lake is the judge. Okay. Lauren Lake. That's the DNA judge,
This is a
everybody.
lady.
I saw that in your
B is a
comments.
lady.
Somebody
Yeah.
asked who.
Hey, Mother E, good
Yes.
to see you.
But thank you. No, thank you. No, this was...
That's real talk, Toya. I don't say nothing I don't mean.
Thank you. This was a few years back. This was when I was just getting into, because everybody who knows I was in pharma. I was in pharma for over a decade. But this was as I was transitioning into entertainment. Yeah. Now, if I get an invite back now, we best friends. We about to start texting. I'm flying out to LA. Like we doing the whole shebang now. I'm very different and more confident now
But there's something
in my position.
There's something
you
you
know?
took away from.
Oh yeah. I
From
needed
that-
it.
even
I
that
needed it.
setting.
I needed it.
So I always say, don't
Yeah.
rob yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Of learning and allowing women to express
Own
their
that
journey.
room.
But I want to bring that full circle. That's all a part of positioning. That's all a part of positioning.
So
because it's a part of recognizing who you are. And it's a part of recognizing the things that you are going to do. And it's a part of how you are helping to make you, right? And it's like, when you fully know yourself, because we just talked about this on the show a little while ago, fully knowing and embracing who you are is also a part of positioning yourself for whomever your partner is going to be. Because if you still don't know, or if you're still insecure, or if you're still trying to figure all of this out, then how are you going to be able to position yourself for this partner that you were going to meet, right? So it's like all of that comes full circle. All of that comes full circle.
So with the positioning and being seen, how do we? Is it possible to still be hurting and get into another relationship, allowing that person to lick your wounds?
Dr. Darcelo.
Allow them, Doc, is it okay if women who have gotten out of relationships and are still like, they want something new, they want something fresh, but they have like these issues of, do I allow myself again because I've gotten hurt? I'm still healing. Is it okay and safe for them to get into another relationship and let that person say, you know what?
That's a good question.
I want to go ahead and take care of you. Let me love you, girl. Let me help you get back to the place where you need to be, because I see love in you. Okay, so before you answer that, how many think that should be okay? I don't see anything wrong with allowing another person to heal your heart while you're in the midst of healing. So that's the 3 out of the 4 out of the 5. Doc, what do you say?
I mean, I think it depends on where the person is in the healing spectrum.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have just broke up with Ricky last week and then now you already on to Ronnie and Bobby.
Where's Ricky and Mike?
And them too. So there's a time and
Bobby.
a space
I'm sorry,
where
he
they
toxic.
are.
Bobby toxic, but I like, hey Bobby. I mean, I just saw him like a couple weeks ago, literally. I like Bobby though.
like Bobby,
and
too.
his wife. No disrespect, because she a real one, and she loves her.
You have to be.
Hi, Mrs. Brown. Oh, go ahead.
I just think that you could do more harm by jumping into that too soon.
Okay.
I believe after you've done a certain amount of work on yourself, it is absolutely okay and fine to engage in that new relationship. But be very clear. That person isn't there to fix or heal you. They may love on you. They may show you things that you have never experienced before in a relationship, and it's good and you deserve it, but they're not there to heal you. And you don't stop with, oh, I'm healed now because, you buying me this, that, and the third. It's still a journey and a process. So it is okay to enter into another relationship after you've done a certain amount of work on yourself. And let's be real. I'm not talking about a month, ladies.
Right.
And I know that might seem harsh. What you carried for 10, 20, 15 years, and now you saying in 30 days you're good to go? I don't think so. I don't think so. You still need to do that work, but it's absolutely okay to have a friend, a significant other, after a certain amount of time has passed and you've done the work. Keyword, done the work. Not just let time pass.
Right.
Done the work.
Meaning y'all better make an appointment with Doc, because at the end of the day, therapy still does matter.
And it's funny she says that because, again, I did share with y'all that I did lose my boyfriend at the time. Not husband, but my boyfriend. And I did seek therapy. It was great. I actually felt guilty when I started going out again. Like, it was almost like, oh my God, how's Shalonda going to be out? Like, I felt like when people see me, they were going to judge me because I've, went out, or, even if it was like with a friend, not even just on like trying to, get a right.
Yeah.
I felt guilty about it. Like, even now, 2 years later, I still kind of like feel guilty, like going out on a date. I don't know. It's just subconscious. And I've had the therapy. I feel like I'm okay. And then, like, when I'm out, I'm all, in the back of my mind, I'm like, who's going to judge me? Who's going to see me? Like, I feel guilty about it.
And what are you gaining?
And it's like,
from holding yourself hostage to that.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know, maybe like, because I feel like his family is going to judge me. Like, oh, how dare you? Or like his friends, like, it's like you said, you have to take the time to heal. I felt like I had, but subconsciously, I felt like if I feel this way, I truly haven't really healed yet. And it's like, am I doing this for myself or am I doing this for other people?
Good question.
How long has he been going?
Yeah.
This person loved you and you were in love with this person.
I was.
2 years.
So do you think that this person would want to see you go on your life and be happy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
Honestly, because
I believe you
because
would've.
everybody's gonna have, like, when you disconnect, whether dead or alive, right? You are going to always have somebody look at you crazy.
Yeah.
I've had a divorce and people like, you moved on, you're married again? Yeah, I am.
Well, I mean,
Well, you go back to full circle, to use your word. Naomi was the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who said
Right.
Who said what?
Right.
And Ruth used to be married to
Her son.
And she was like, "Girl, look, I know my son.
It's time
is
to move
gone.
on.
It's time for you to
Move on.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest
Time
with
to
you. When
move
my
on.
husband passed away, originally I said I never want to get married again. I don't want this kind of pain. I don't want to deal with another relationship because I don't know what to expect. And I gave myself a year. My girlfriends wanted me to go out. I said, I'm not. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable. And there's a whole lot behind that. But at the end of the day, I gave myself a year. And I'll never forget, I was walking a dog. Oh, Shondo, glory. I was walking a dog like in Boomerang. Whatchamacallit? Yes, baby. She was walking Kirby. And when I was walking a dog, this guy stopped me when I was walking. And I was like, I felt awkward. Like, why would this fine man? That was I used to call him my Blair and Denzel in one. He was fine. Like, why is he stopping to talk to me? There was a part of me that felt like, am I worth even being looked at? So I understand that dynamic with loss. But you have to give yourself the time that you think is best for you.
Right.
Not whatever, because everybody else, I'm not trying to be funny.
Somebody is never going to be ready for
They're
you
never going to be
anymore.
ready. But guess what? While you stuck and stagnant, they continuously moving on with their life.
Oh, yeah, of
that
course they
crossed
are.
my mind too, because even I was just like, well, what if the tables was turned? I was like, I felt like he would have been.
Well, men move on faster than we do anyway.
You know, but I've thought about that a lot. I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah,
But-
you owe it to yourself.
Absolutely. You're entitled to. You're entitled to move on.
Yep.
You're entitled
You
to
are.
move on. That's good. I want to get to a couple of these comments.
Oh, go ahead.
We got Christina. Did you see that I added you as a friend? I deleted somebody. And she said, I'm going to say no if not healed, and happiness is based on someone, then they control your happiness, but I could be wrong.
No, that's what I said.
Yep, that's what you said. She said, know yourself and take time to heal. What is the role you played in failure of that, or was it just parasite relationship, meaning draining without giving anything back and not acknowledging yourself? You accept things and then find out, nah, that ain't it. Then she said that happiness should be within, because can't share something you don't have. And that's something I had to learn. Because how many times, y'all, we've been in relationships like, that's my boo, that's my person. I hate hearing that. That's my person. I'm not into cliches like that.
I have not had a person yet, and I've been married. So I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like,
Wow.
I how many times you ever heard me say that's my
I've
person?
never, but I've
like
never-
best friend. How many times have you ever said
Never.
that's my person, sis?
I-
Never.
it just doesn't even.
Ain't that sad?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
But
I just
at
had
the
to say
end
that.
of the day, we don't own them. We don't own the people that we think that belongs to us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody still got free will. They just choose to stay where they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I had to learn that. I found that out the hard way. And that means their mind chooses to stay, their heart chooses to stay, and their will chooses to stay. These are components that we can't force. So in positioning yourself,
Go ahead now. Talk about it. Go ahead. Talk about it.
In positioning yourself, don't have unrealistic expectations.
That's floating around.
No, guys, can you give
Hey, Donnell, good to see you. Hey,
unrealistic
Precious.
expectations?
Hey,
Oh God! All of
do you-
dating right now. But
Can
go
you
ahead,
give
Dr. Marcella.
some of those to
I mean,
people?
date one. After date one, you already talking about how many bridesmaids you gonna have. How y'all kids gonna have good hair. from first date, we already on marriage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, before
like-
the date, they say hello in your inbox. And it's
Right.
like, that's my husband.
Right, exactly. Keep in mind the dating process. You're on a fact-finding mission.
That's right.
You haven't achieved the mission,
Right.
You know, and so that's just one that comes up
in your mind.
That
yeah.
comes up real quick. You know, it's like you go from 0 to 100 like this.
Is that from loneliness?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
That unrealistic expectation, that part, going from 0 to 100 is because of...
But I will say that sometimes it's also from people that have been intertwined into marriages and don't know how, because we know friends like that, Chanel, where we don't know how, where they do not know how to date again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so they've been married for this, and you give them everything that was inside your husband, and it's like, no, you're dating.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you need to have some boundaries,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. And you need to have some boundaries, and you need to have some, like, wait a minute, you're giving him so much, and he's not your husband.
And clearly that's generational because, they, of a certain generation, you're taught that dating is short, fast, and quick, and you move to the marriage.
That's true.
Whereas the younger generation right now, I don't know if they're Z's.
Man,
or
they
A's
not
or
getting
whatever.
married at all.
It's like they could
They
date
like
you
15 years in, like,
But I love the free spirit in that. Like on Monday, they might be with you, and by Friday, they've come to the conclusion that this ain't going to work. Whereas some of us will hang on for 20 years trying to make it work.
And be unhappy. Can I just tell y'all that I had a patient, not the one thing about nursing is it's just not nursing. I need you to know we are counselors, we are everything, right? And there are so many stories. Yeah, if I write a book about just my nursing stories of patients that I've had. But one of the patients said to me that she was with her husband and he was they were together for like 60 plus years. And she said to me, she had a boy and a girl by him. And he never did think, he didn't go out with her. She did a lot with her girlfriends, right? He didn't go out with her. He didn't take her out. He didn't do all this stuff. And I after she finished the whole story, we were together for 60-something years, this, that, and the other. I said, why did you stay? Because clearly, she said, I just knew he wasn't going to do it. And it's so crazy for me is that I felt unhappy for her.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
And I'm like, there are so many women like that. Had the boy and the girl. We had this house together. It was back in the day. You know what I mean? And she literally was like, I just stayed. And it was like, yeah, but you died a little each day.
It's the this is good as it gets complex. Like I can't see this going beyond this. This is my ceiling.
And you settle in that?
This is my ceiling, and I'm willing to accept this as my ceiling.
Can I, Tiffany? I know this your show. No, I'm like, Tiffany, I know this your show. But I just want to say, because this was something I wanted to say on the last show. One of my biggest lessons, because we were going around talking about, one of our biggest lessons and things that we have been getting on the show. Y'all, we waste too much time.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, God, we do.
Y'all, we waste too much time. We waste too much time. We are all women of a certain age, okay? Everybody is 40 plus. Everybody is 45 plus. We are all women of a certain age in this room. And we waste so much time. We waste so much time. We got, I don't know how many good summers left, but it ain't a lot. Okay, we ain't at 40 good summers no more. We at at least maybe hopefully 30 good healthy ones. You know what I mean? 20. And then the rest is, and we'll be here, but what we doing, right? So it's like we waste so much time. So just to go back to that topic of positioning, Ruth and Naomi, because if you go back to the story, Naomi was going to go back to her homeland, and Ruth was going to go back with her to her homeland, and then what?
And then what?
Ruth was going to wait to what? Have a husband find her? What was she going to do when if she had followed her mother-in-law back?
Into the routine
she was just going to go. She was just
Yeah.
going to go back into that. No, by being intentional, by recognizing that time is not on our side, right? Because I feel like me and B talk about this all the time. It's the arrogance of time. We feel like we have so much time to make these decisions. We feel like we have so much time to get things done. We feel like we have so much time to, I'm just going to take this time to get me together. What time are you, girl? If you're not working on this right now, when you going to work on it? You going to waste another 5 years and then put yourself out there?
And it's funny that
you're not promised those 5 years.
And it's funny because you said that because when you had asked when you asked the last question and I got teary-eyed, I was going to say, I'm going to take one day at a time. But one day at a time doing what?
Right.
Like now that you say that, it's like one day at a time doing what?
Let's put some work into that.
Right.
Let's put some action into that. Yeah. What are you doing on this day and that day and this day and that day?
Right.
Let's make that one day
so
count.
now that you say that, I'm thinking, well, doing what?
Make your one day. Do your one day at a time. But in those days, let's make them count. Right. Let's get to something. Let's be intentional about what it is that we want in our lives and what we're trying to do.
We will be transparent, and it's funny because I swear she's around.
Sorry, Tiffany.
No, I swear she's around somewhere because tomorrow is our best friend's birthday who passed away. She would have been. We are all 45, right? Yolanda, you are 45 with us as well. But we 7 of us, and she was the last one. December 4th is her birthday, and she would have been 45. Tomorrow. And me and Chanel fight with this. There's the one thing that we fight with because we grew up with her, right? So we didn't do anything without her. Is that correct? So, but we know the things, what hurts us, right? The most is the fact that we saw things that she wanted to do. And she didn't get the opportunity to do that.
What Basima is saying is prior to our show being on Tuesday nights, our Bible study was on Tuesday nights, right? And so as a part of our Bible study on Tuesday nights, we all broke off and we all had prayer partners. Yes. Our friend whose birthday would have been tomorrow was my prayer partner. So I know intimately the things that she was believing God for. I know over the years all the things she thought she was going to have and all the time she thought that she had, the things that she wanted to do with her daughter. You couldn't have told us any different. And no one could have told me that on December 3rd, 2024, that she would not have been here anymore, right? So it's like, it's, and I've been talking about the arrogance of time for years now, but now it just means so much more. It means so much more. Again, what are you doing with your days? What are you doing with those days?
We literally watched her go on the ground, right?
Girl,
we watched her.
Not today.
And we think about the things we know. She never got a chance to be married. She does have a daughter. Which we always said, what do we say? Marriage and whatever is separate. Yep. You want to be a mother? Be a mother, right? You want to be a wife? Be a wife. So she never got the opportunity to do that, but she didn't get the opportunity to do a lot of things. And I say this clearly to everybody in the chat, to everybody in whatever. Please stop waiting. Please stop.
Please stop saying I'll be happy when.
Listen
be
to
happy
me.
now.
Stop trying to appease other people about finding love, and they supposed to, and they gonna think this, and we gonna think that, or whatever. Just whatever it is, live your life.
You better do it. You better do it. You don't.
Live your life.
You don't.
You know what I always say?
don't.
My prayer is always that I'm spent, right? That I used my gifts. Not only did I use my gifts, but that God allowed me to do the things that I desire in my heart that align up with His will.
Come on.
And I'm just saying, like, I say that to you guys literally to say we don't have a lot of time. Go get the house. Go get the dog. Go get go get the marriage. Go get the relationship. Go get the job. Go get the degree. Go get, I can go on. Go get the car.
Get your
stuff. Get it all. Get it all.
Time
because
is not
I'm
promised.
telling you
It's not promised.
that you will look back and be like, what have I done?
What have I done? While I was waiting.
While I was
waiting. On time that's not promised.
B, remind me to come back to what you said when I close out and end the show with a big announcement because of what you just said. That go after it. There's things that I know I could have done that I did not because I was worried about what other people would say.
They will kill a dream.
Yes, they will.
Because of what other people would say. I've had people, y'all, tell me, Tiff, you're doing this, you're doing that, you've done too much. But at the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of doing. When it gets to the point where I know I need to pull back, I will. But for the most part, I've not gone forward to do D. God bless my mother. My mom. Yes, Kels, go get your stuff. My mom wanted, my mother wants to be a grandmother. Let me just say this. I'm childless, not by choice. When I was married, I couldn't get pregnant because of my husband's, all these meds he was on. I couldn't get pregnant because of that. I'm good, but I couldn't because of him. Yeah. And so my mom, like most, want to be a grandmother. She wants her daughter to have a child. I said, Ma, let me just be clear. I can get pregnant this weekend if you want. At the end of the day, getting pregnant is not an issue. But I need to make sure that I'm with the right one that God has ordained for my life. And I know where you're going, Toya.
You on that one.
And I know y'all both are, but here's the thing.
Mothering is not, it's not always with the mate that you have. Because look, I had 2 kids by somebody and he wasn't around.
But see, here's what I'm saying.
Understand what I'm saying? I raised them by myself.
But I refuse to get myself in a situation.
Wait.
With Toya, you know where I'm going with this.
No, I do, but listen to me.
Nope.
But listen to me. I want us to be extremely transparent on this show. And I'm going to share something with y'all that I've never even shared with anybody. And if she is watching, she is going to kill me.
Do I hit
okay?
the button?
Nope. She'll kill me if she know I shared this story. My mother was told before she had me and my brother, my mother was told that she would never have children. Okay? My mother moved up here from down south and was told by a doctor that she would never have children. She was told that she was going to have a surgery that was going to take out her uterus. At the time, my mother had been on one date with my father. One date with my father. Are you see? They wasn't even in a full relationship. As a matter of fact, she had a whole nother boyfriend and she had just started seeing my dad and was just like, I think I like him better than the last one. You know what I mean? She was in between, in a crazy space, all of those things, right? And she was like, the doctor said, listen, this is your last chance. You can try to get pregnant now, or you're going to have this surgery in the next couple months. And if she knew I was telling this story, she would kill me right now. My mother went to my father, who she had been on one date with, and she said, can you do me a favor? I am told that I will never have children and I want to be a mother. And if you can do me this favor and help me have this baby, I will raise this child. But I need to be able to have the opportunity to be a mother. Now, my mother grew up 2-parent household, God-fearing, church, the whole thing, but she wanted to have a baby, right? My father said yes. Okay? My father said yes. One date. She said, this is what my doctor said. And she said, I want to have this baby. He said yes. My mother slept with my father, got pregnant with my brother. And my mother was like, you know what? You don't owe me anything. We don't have to get married. We don't have to do any of this. We don't have to do any of that because, you did me a favor. Okay? My father said, oh, no. No. I love you. Do you understand what I'm saying, Tiffany? They were married until the day my father died. Are you listening to me? I'm not saying that everything has to go a traditional way, but what I'm saying, because obviously that's not traditional. Okay? That's not traditional at all. That wasn't the story that my mother wanted. That wasn't the story.
That was the son.
That was my brother.
Then they got her.
That was my brother. And then I came along afterwards. Do you understand what I'm saying? That wasn't the story my mother wanted. She never thought. My mother came. It was 8 of them. My mother never thought that she was going to be told that she wasn't going to have children. She never thought.
She's the only girl.
And she's the only girl. Yeah. My mother had plenty of boyfriends. She never thought that she would be asking a man to say, hey, can you do me this favor? She never thought that. Yeah. She asked. My father said yes. They had my mother will tell you, and I'm gonna have you meet my mother too.
Beautiful.
My mother will tell you that is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life was my husband.
To this day.
To this day, she will tell
this
you that.
day.
She said, no one has ever treated me better than
And
that
I was
man.
there because I'm her best friend, but I was there for their marriage. And her father was a gem. He was a king's redeemer.
Yeah, my father was. He
right?
was.
He
He was.
He brought his family from up down
Yeah,
south.
yeah.
He
No.
brought her family.
He took care of my mother's family. He took care of my
Like,
mother's
yeah, her
family.
family.
He took
I'm
care of
just
my
saying,
mother's
like,
family.
Genuine dude.
Okay.
Genuine, beautiful love.
My mother's family. Yeah, he took care of my mother's family and took care of everybody else too. And so, again, married for 40 plus years, literally until the day my father died. But what I'm saying to you, Tiffany,
On
is
her
that,
wedding day.
well, he died on my wedding day. But what I'm saying to you, Tiffany, is that their marriage, their relationship, my brother's conception did not start by traditional means.
Yeah.
It did not start by
Toya,
traditional
I struggle
means.
with that. Because
I
the
get it.
very
That's what I'm
thing,
saying. That's what
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying
be
to say
honest
to you.
with you. I
Yeah.
struggle with that. And the one thing that you said, trust me, like I told my mother, I said, Ma, getting somebody to do it ain't an issue.
I just don't want you. I don't want you
to miss
out on something that you believe that you were supposed to be. I don't want you to miss out on that. I don't want you to miss out on that. I had another friend who is missing out on this.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in that.
I mean, who's missing out on this, and she would have been the perfect mother. And she kept waiting.
Because she's
and she kept
excellent
waiting.
aunt, an excellent
excellent,
godmom, and
excellent
excellent,
everything.
like,
Waiting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't want you to miss out on this because you're waiting for this traditional, the traditional way that things are supposed to happen. So all I'm doing, I'm sharing the story of my own family with you because I am who I am because of Eugene and Sandra. Okay? I am Eugene and Sandra's daughter, okay? And they did not get together by traditional means. But it does not mean it wasn't blessed by God.
Totally blessed.
Okay?
And let us not forget all those concubines in the Bible.
I just want to share that with you because I know you struggle with that.
I really do.
I know you, but I don't want you to
I
miss
struggle
out.
with that big time.
I
Like,
know.
like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then there's this box that I have put myself in. I am 47 years old. Nobody puts me in a box. I put myself in a box. I can't even say that somebody's got me in this. This is me. This is my conscience. This is my mind. This is like, well, if I do this, then what's this going to look like? Then if I do that, then what? No, but I promised myself 2025 is in what? 27 days.
Yes.
28 days.
Yes.
29. I'm not going to repeat or have anything resemble 2024. So all this stuff,
Let it go.
I promise you,
Let it go.
this year is it. Because I've stood around, stuck around, mind for this person, these people. It's almost like being puppeted to please people. I've done that all my life. And I'm now at the point where I'm not angry at them, but I'm angry when there's still an expectation from them as to how I need to be because I've been that way for them for so long.
When you set boundaries, you lose a lot of people.
You lose a lot of
See who the true
I want to go
ones
to
are.
Kelly's
A lot of
comment.
Who the true ones are.
Kelly said, I had mine mapped out, the kids. I had mine mapped out because I was tired of waiting. I was on my way that October. She said, but God threw me a curveball in August. ... My chubs. She got 2 beautiful boys that she was able to adopt. Boys that she was able to adopt. Sophia Worrell says, I am a single mom, and although tough, I wouldn't change it for the world. I did put my life on hold because I didn't want anyone around my girls. At 54, I'm going to find my shy again. Good for you. Hey, Auntie Nay.
And both of them were being intentional about what they wanted.
They were intentional.
And I want you to be intentional. I want you to be intentional about what you wanted and then watch what God does with the rest.
You pretty much
That's
piggybacking
what
on what I
want you to
said in
do.
Unbothered.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Unbothered today, I said today's tea, because every Tuesday I do what's called 2 minutes of tea with your girl Tiffany at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. And I do a 2-minute video. And today's tea was love on me intentionally.
Be intentional.
And so I'm loving on me different in 2025. I'm telling you, y'all ninjas got 29 days. Get the rest out what you want. Because when that January 1st hits, it is what it is.
I want to say that, you know, Dr. Darcel, like you said, it's a lot of work that we have to do because when we go into relationships, a lot of times we do come with baggage, right? Whether good or bad. We do come with baggage. And we do, there's residuals, I think, left over from relationships as well. I mean, I know I have them. I've gone through hell and back when it comes to certain things, and I've done the work and I've done the counseling, but there's still some things that I just have not conquered yet. And I agree with you when you say, like, do the work. Be intentional, like you said. Tiffany, I would say, I mean, Toya's story is her story, but I know some friends that said, yeah, I don't care who's in my life. I want to be a mother. And it was probably the best decision that they've made in their life. It wasn't about this, because we get this misconception of 2-parent households ain't, everybody that got 2-parent households ain't happy. Everybody got 2-parent households is not, you know, oh God. And then, like you said, there's some people I always say this, there's some people in the Bible that actually birthed some beautiful. So they wasn't always attached to somebody the correct way. You know what I mean?
Minister Michelle.
And I ain't saying go out here and be
like 42nd Street. I ain't gonna be hoish. I ain't gonna be on the block. You ain't gonna catch me on 42nd Street.
But I do believe God created some things in order for us to be parents and to be whatever. And I think that, you know, what God has for us is for us.
Absolutely.
I do believe
Hagar
that.
had no intentions of sleeping with Abraham. That was all orchestrated by his own wife.
By his own wife. Okay. Now, I'm going to just be clear.
Imagine.
I ain't telling no man to sleep with nobody, because absolutely daggone not. No, I don't. I'm stingy. I'm all the way stingy.
She said,
all that sharing.
We ain't doing concubines.
Nope, we ain't doing it.
Sharon ain't caring.
Hey, Omar, good to see you, Omar. How are you?
I always say mothering is mothering. Like she just said, I adopted 2 boys.
It didn't stop
her from being I don't know her situation, but it didn't stop her from being a mother.
Right.
And then sometimes we are ordained to be the mother, right? And not the wife. Sometimes. Sometimes.
Yes.
That's good.
Right?
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I just want to divert for 2 seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
When we position ourselves, because I want to make sure that I say it right. When we position ourselves for these relationships, and when we get seen and they see us and they pick us up, how do we stay?
That's the part.
Okay. How are we kept in this relationship? Trials happen, things happen. You have bumps in the road. There's disappointments. There's sometimes deception. You pick it up where you left off. You start over. You fall out again. You go back. What is the key to consistently being kept in a relationship?
Well, I ain't get there yet. Dr. Darcel.
I think that's for you.
Dr. Darcel, I ain't get there yet.
I don't know the answer to that, Doc. We need,
Well,
Doc,
listen,
what do we do?
This one I got to plead the fifth on to some extent, and definitely acknowledge that I am not the expert on that.
Okay.
But I will say this. When I think about my own relationship that I'm in, and you're absolutely right. So, you know, me and my sisters, we have this phrase where we say, if the relationship ain't easy breezy, then it's too much work, which means that me and my husband, we have never had like a knockdown, drag out fight.
Jesus, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. You are the third person in 2 weeks that's been married.
Dr. Trev said
he said the same thing.
We have no. I mean, that doesn't mean we don't disagree.
Right. But it doesn't have to be a fight or an argument.
No raised
God,
voices.
I want that, Lord.
I always
see what
remember
you do
the
for
scene
others.
from Malcolm X when Malcolm said to Betty, "We will not raise our
Your
voice
voice
in
in
this
the
house."
house.
And so we kind of live by that. you know, and so even in those moments when I always love him, but I might not like him in that moment, I remember what our love was based on. It was based on such honesty, and it was based on him meeting me where I was in the process, and him not trying to change me, him telling me that that's what attracted him to me. And so I always want to make sure, because I know what good love looks like now because of him, and my nickname for him in my book of poetry is Boaz. I always want to remain that light. And so I constantly work at making sure that I'm present for him and he's present for me. But that part is work. Like, when I say it needs to be easy breezy, it needs to be easy breezy in the sense that you need to be able to communicate. You can't have that walk on eggshells in your own house situation, you know. But I make it a conscious effort to be present for him, to be there to meet the needs that he has, and I do that so freely because he does it so freely
for you. Ooh, can we? Lord, I see what you do for others in 2025. Let's go.
My pastor says that if God is doing it for your neighbor, then you around your neighbor, then he's doing it in the neighborhood. He is in the neighborhood. That's what my bishop say. If he's doing it for your neighbor, he's in the neighborhood.
I'll tell you what's going to happen in 2025.
2025.
Yes.
Let it be an easy breezy where it's just it's so effortless. And you can be your true authentic self around that person. I put on no airs around Boaz.
That part.
None. He's raggedy. My good days, my raggedy days.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I, in this relationship, have learned to be my authentic self. I felt like in my last marriage or my other relationships, I couldn't shed everything about me. I've always thought, I can't remember, I think, Tiff, you said something like that, where I always thought about, because I was raised like that, what they gonna think, right? And that governed my whole life. And when I say my whole life, the things that I chose to do, the things that I chose, the things that I didn't see, and that kind of spilled over into a lot of my relationships where I wasn't my authentic self. And I'm not saying I'm faking, but I hated to show you my bad sides, or I hated to show you because we all got some stuff, right? We all got some stuff with us, and I was so careful and scared to be like, I don't have it all together. You know what I mean? And today I'm depressed, you know? And today,
so you were in a relationship where you didn't take the mask off?
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did
Those
not.
are just the worst.
Yeah.
That's the frog kissing season.
Yeah.
Frog kissing season. And I can tell you this though.
Yes.
It's one of those, my relationship is one of those relationships where I could definitely say in the beginning he loved me more than I loved him.
Okay, so I need help with that, because I was told that's what I need to find out, because I was told that it's not
call 911.
I was told
I just need a nap, y'all.
I was honestly told that someone said to me,
he pursued me hard.
Someone said to me, make sure in the next relationship that you're in that man loves you more than you love him. And I'm like, is that possible? Or because I love hard
in the beginning,
but is that selfish? I don't understand what the purpose of that. What I've had that happen where people would say that, and I'm like, what's the purpose of that?
Let me send some hope Shalanda's way. I had him in the friend zone. I had him in the friend zone. Like, I was oblivious to the fact that, you know, as we say, we young, he liked me like that. My sister had to point out the sign. She was like, Stevie Wonder can see this. I was like, no, that's my dude. That's my boy. Da, 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 da. She was like, she was like, who running food to your office and, you know, sending you this? She was like, the friend zone ain't there. I was like, oh, you think he like me like that? She was like,
oh, I think he like me.
I don't have it.
Yeah, and so he pursued me hard, and he was consistent with it. Something that I had never experienced in a relationship.
That's the part. Yeah.
Consistency.
Me neither.
I knew that I was getting flowers. I knew that I was going to have lunch. I knew that my car was gonna go through inspection
This-
and
I
pass,
said,
and
Lord, I see what
oil
you're doing for
changes were
others.
gonna happen. I knew.
You knew.
And when I tell you, and this man picks out the best cards. He's intentional about what those cards say. Now I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes I ran up in the dollar store, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I know he don't watch none of this stuff. But intentional about it. Again, let me be clear.
Yes.
We ain't perfect. I'm not sitting here trying to paint this picture like we are all of that plus some. But I know what good love feels like, and I can't go back. I can't. Can we go back?
I want somebody
That's the
clap.
part.
Somebody beat a drum.
I can't go back. 'Cause that season of my life was horrible.
Did you
and
have that
depressing.
before where it was like that? It was before him.
No, never. I was always the chaser. You had mentioned earlier texting, making the plans, or maybe it was somebody over here about making the plans and all. I was always that one.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want to do any of that anymore.
No,
I'm at a place where I have given so much that I don't. Even when you do give me, it doesn't. I'm very simple, and I've been told people have their assumptions of how I am.
Everybody.
All of us.
Right?
All of us.
Yes.
And so there's been these assumptions
So
that
crazy,
I'm
like,
bougie and
yeah,
I'm
all that
this.
stuck up and all that.
What you don't know is I'm good with just being on a sofa chilling with you. I'm good. Give me some ice cream. Ice cream makes everything better.
Look,
you know, it doesn't.
My mother
it's not-
told me never lower your standards because they won't raise theirs.
and that's the truth. But at the end of the day, find out me before you make this
You're more simple.
assumption. I'm more simpler. My ex said to me when he and I were together, because I'm the way I met him. When I first met him, when I first laid eyes on him, I was in a full mink coat. I was dressed up, and next thing you know, oh, your mama what? So next thing you know it, I had I had my hair done. I had my contacts in, and so later on, he told me much later that he said, looking at you, you would think you was bougie. He said, but you nothing like that. I said, believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize I'm not. I like nice things,
The way you
but
carry yourself, you gotta
right.
be bougie because you take care of yourself.
But this is what they
Crazy.
assume. People assume that.
Get that all the time, Chanel.
I have guys that have inboxed me and said that they have been intimidated to like ask me out.
Speak up. Or
Because they thought I would say no.
Oh.
You get that all the time.
all the time, yeah.
They assume that you're like one way because you drive a car and you get your nails done, and your hair done, and then you speak a certain way, and then you care about.
I
like,
told you on y'all. I
y'all.
told you on y'all show a couple of weeks ago that, and you was here when someone had asked me out, and then said to me, "You too busy for me. You wouldn't have enough time for me." First of
How
all,
you know?
that right there made me shut down, and then two, I make time for who and whatever I want.
I said that.
I bet you best believe if I'm feeling you, I'll make time for you. If I don't know you enough, give me some time to try to get to know you where I can see if you deserve this time that I'm taking out for you or not. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, it comes a point where you can't get all of that up front.
Yeah.
But give me a chance. But if not, my dude, be out. Because at the end of the day, y'all already know. And I said it in the last show, I already got a soft spot. So at the end of the day, right now, my focus is 2025 coming up. I will be in a relationship. I will be locked down, and I'm just going to seal that deal. Just like someone said the other night, and I'm going to tell you who the other person was.
Love locked down.
I am.
Got my love.
I'm going to be locked down. And someone said to me just last night, and I told y'all on your show a second ago before this, that someone said to me, Tiff, you don't deserve to be in the background. You don't deserve to be with somebody and be hidden. That person, whoever you dealing with, you need to be with somebody who's going to want to show the world that you are with them.
Absolutely.
That's what was said to me just last night.
Absolutely.
They right there.
Yeah.
Listen, I know the show is called, the station is called Best Kept Secret, but I'm not the best kept secret. At the end of the day, if you love me, just the way I want to show everybody this is the love of my life, why can't the person do that for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
So next year, I'm not doing no secrets. No. And if we dating, at the end of the day, everybody gonna know. They don't need to know our business,
right?
But they gonna know we together. Because what I'm not gonna do is keep us behind closed doors, like my daddy said. If you in a relationship with somebody and they can't acknowledge that they in a relationship with you, it's because they got another person.
If you wanted
I'm paraphrasing because my daddy got a mouth. He said because they got another pun. And I said, Daddy. Oh, okay. And he said, it's the truth. First of all, when you love something, you let everybody know. That's mine. I love it.
Yes.
I talk about ice cream. It ain't no secret. I love Starbucks. Anyone that's a friend of mine on Facebook knows I am a Starbucks junkie. I love Starbucks. Now, I don't like who they donated and supported, so I'm going to fall back. But at the end of the day, I love ice cream. I love certain things. And when you love something, you talk about it. Kels love her boys. She talks about the love for her boys. She don't put the stuff that she's adopted and all this other stuff, putting all of that out there. It's none of nobody's business. Let me just be honest with you. And I'm going to clap it up for them. Hey, Shy Knight. For me, the best couple I've ever seen that's married publicly, there's no telling what they had behind closed doors. I would never ask, none of my business. But the best couple that is an epitome, an example of a marriage to me is Bishop George and Pastor Mary C. Wright. Nobody to me can top how they are in a marriage. He's not on Facebook. You best believe she gonna say me and my boo, my boo, my babe, my husband, my this. I'm his baby mama. I'm his wife. She loves him. She don't put her business out, but she acknowledges the one who she loves. I don't see what's the secret. Why do we have to be this hidden figure? What is it that you don't want to let somebody know that I'm in your life, that I'm bringing value to your life? They don't need to know what I'm doing. Right. But why is there a problem to let people know that I'm in your life?
It shouldn't be.
I don't understand it.
It should not be.
It should not be.
It shouldn't be.
2025 ain't going to be like that.
It's, for me, it's honor and all that. Like you honoring your partner, you are happy to display, and like you said, not the intricate things of the relationship, but you are happy to display. I'm happy. I am thriving.
I'm with this person.
I'm loved. I'm loved.
Yeah, that's it.
I am whatever. I mean, the secret thing, the hidden.
I can't do it no more. I'm done.
That's so
and
middle
you open
school.
up.
It is. It's very immature.
Like you got to remember, and see, I don't like that because when we are out now, you open it up because you can be disrespected if the person doesn't know that you are the person in the
man. Listen, I've already been around that. I've seen it in my face.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I've seen it in my face. Where, matter of fact, all of us, I shouldn't even say all of us. I'm sure, whatever we were, I'm sure in the back of their mind they knew that I was it. Just like in the back of my mind, when I looked them in the face, I knew that they were it. But you see what I'm saying? It's like a triangle. I've been down that road, and at the end of the day, there's no censor button, huh? I'll be daggone hoot and waggered.
I'll say it for you. I'll be damned
if I allow myself to be in a situation again at almost 50 years old where I'm going to be hidden from any daggone body that I'm investing in. If I'm investing time, if I'm investing money, if I'm investing my heart, if I'm investing my emotions, my mentality, the spirit that God has given me to invest in you, and you think for one moment I'm going to be a shadow, absolutely daggone not. Nope.
Are we going to start divesting? Instead of investing, we will divest. And that's what we need to do.
Say that again.
To divest. We invest and then you divest, which means
pull
you
back.
pull back. You pull back, or you pull all the way out. All the way out.
Kel's putting up the claps. Minister Michelle said, absolutely. Y'all, we too old for this.
Yeah.
And I think there's an element of people that they feel like they don't.
How do I get to, how do you get to the, that's the person for me, and how do we grow old together, and how do we build and do things together? The thing is, me and Chanel, we always had this mindset, and we've always talked about this, in Miami over the beach. Whatever prayer we said that time, but we say this, I love that, whatever relationship we're in, it creates a legacy, right? And not only a legacy for our families, but there is somebody looking at you saying, wow, you know what I mean? There's something, look at them, there's something that comes out of this. There's something that this displays to younger people, to older people, to
Well, your marriage shouldn't only be a blessing to just the two people in it. It should be a blessing to more than just
everybody
the people
around
in the relationship.
You, to friends,
yeah, absolutely.
because a lot of people are looking at you like, you know what? If they can make it,
right,
so can I.
Right.
And then because I always pick somebody's brain when they're married for 60, 70 years. I'd be like, how you get through this? Like, right? You know what I mean? Because it's not easy. How you get through this? What did you do? And they always, I'm telling you, everybody has something different, because everybody's love is tailor-made. Everybody's love is different. What people look for is different. But I say that to say, if you are in secret,
well, you won't get to that.
How we getting any of that?
Absolutely not.
No,
we not.
We're not.
We not. If I'm a shadow,
you're not going to get to that.
we're not getting to that.
First of all, let's just be clear.
First of all, if you're in a relationship with someone, that should never be in secret anyway.
Right. Yeah.
That should never be in a secret. Now, if you want to date in private, that's up to you. But by the time you are in a relationship with someone, that should never.
Omar Lau says, I know that's right. Never be anyone's shadow. This isn't high school. We are adults and should act accordingly when it comes to relationships. Thank you, Omar. And when you think about it, a shadow can never keep up with the actual real thing.
That's the truth.
I am not nobody's shadow to go ahead and try to figure out which way the body's going to go and try to make sure that it just, am I in the right lane? Okay, the body's going this way. And let me be the shadow and try to catch up. No.
That's
We too old for that. We too old for that, y'all.
That's unfair.
And God has not, let me tell you something. God has not created us.
Make me no shadow now.
We
He said
ain't
I'm the
nobody's
head
shadow.
and not the tail. So how you going to make me a shadow?
We ain't no brown dogs either.
He's stupid.
No.
Yes,
We are
right
not
there.
the shadow.
Divest.
All right, Tiffany, you said you had an announcement because y'all going to have me calling out of work tomorrow.
Okay,
You
wait.
said you had an announcement. Y'all going to have
Where
me
is the
calling
drum
out.
roll on this?
Where you at?
Okay, y'all. Are you guys ready? Okay, let me do something else. Toya, why are you laughing?
I'm ready
Okay,
to
go ahead.
shout.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Something that B had said earlier. She said, you got to do things for you. I have struggled with this decision for a very long time. December 31st, 2024. Tiffany Renee, a.k.a. me, a.k.a. she, will be stepping away from the Making Me Matter radio show. I've been doing this show for 10 years. And I'm grateful and I'm honored to have done it and do it. But here's what's getting ready to happen. And the reason why is because of things that I need to work on and finish. I was in school. My major was criminal justice. Had an amazing conversation with my professor to the point I broke down and cried. And school right now is my priority. And she said, I am well into my degree. And so for me to be well into my law degree, for me, that's a big deal because I hated school. I hated college. I didn't want to complete the work because I'm like, this is easy, and I don't like easy stuff. And then, so my whole demeanor when she helped me, she's over the legal department. I had A's taking these classes. She's been so encouraging and says she knows that when I graduate, I'm going to graduate with a high GPA. There's other things that I'm tackling, other things that I'm working on. You guys know I got my Unbothered movement. School is a priority right now for me. So I had to pick my poison. I sat back with my daddy, and my daddy said, Nif, you got to give up something because you can't do everything. So I'm going to put the show on hold where I will not be doing Making Me Matter as of December 31st is my last day. But what I am doing is bringing on the one, the only Pastor Jason Hendrickson, who has been joining me on the show as a guest several times. And his brand is called All Things. He has All Things Music, All Things clothing line. So what we're going to do is incorporate that. Pastor Jason Hendrickson is going to sit here behind this mic, and I'm going to change the dynamic of the show where it incorporates Making Me Matter and All Things, ... So it's going to be called Making All Things Matter. Just to incorporate Pastor Jason and give him space on the show. So Making Me Matter radio show will still be around. And it's still going to be done the way I would do it. It's just going to be a different voice. He's going to operate in excellence like he would. And I really expect and pray that people support him and me in this, even though I'm stepping away from my show. I'm not selling it. I'm not giving it away. This is just temporary. Pastor Diamond, Reverend Diamond, good to see you. Just sweet, beautiful self and them dimples. I'm just stepping away so I can finish school. I really want this law degree. There's things in my life that I need to tighten up. And that's all y'all need to know. It's been a wonderful 10 years doing this radio show. I'm grateful to God to keep going. And once I complete and get this degree, which I believe God will be with high honors, and when I get it, I'm going to come back and include a lot of the legalities, ministry, and real life incorporated in one. And I'll have the skill set because I was trained. And so I just need y'all prayers.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
This was a hard, I feel it coming. Y'all better pray. It was a hard thing. I fought with myself. I was like, I don't know what to do. And it's okay to not know what to do. Because what I'm not going to do is continue to do things for everybody and help everybody else succeed. And I not achieve the goal that I need to achieve for my own personal life. Kels, thank you. And I'm just at that place where it's time for me to develop fully and not dummy down on myself.
All right.
And continue to put me on the back burner. All right. One of my girlfriends said to me just 2 days ago, you have rescued so many people. Who is rescuing you? With everything you have going on? Who has taken the time to actually rescue you from the stuff that they know that you're dealing with? And I sat back and I said, I can't think of anyone that's able to. She said, no, it's not that they can't. They haven't thought to do it because they're used to you doing it for them.
That's right.
So this time, I'm getting ready to
truly make
make me mad.
I seen a young lady that I see on Instagram. She, to piggyback off what you said, she said mentioned that someone said to her that you were so busy helping everyone win the race that you barely even tied your own shoelaces. And I see, and she had got that from someone else, and I would just happen to just stumble on the Explore page, and it came across that. And when she said that, I was just like, oh, that's a good one.
We do
So
that often.
to say what you're saying, you said you always helping everybody else, and you haven't even tied your own shoelaces to start the race yourself.
I haven't, and I'm gonna tell you something, Sha. I have watched the people, and I'm gonna just be honest. No shade to anybody that I have had a part, but I'm about to say something. You could take it. If you take it to heart, I'm sorry. But there's people that I have, the Lord, I don't want to say I have, because I don't want to take that glory from God. God has used me as a vessel to allow people to be on platforms. And I know you know this. To allow people to be on platforms. And not one time have they reached out to put me on anything that they've done. But I've put them on mine. God has allowed me to help push people up. And it wasn't until I had this dream, and I don't know if it was mommy I told it to. I said, I'm tired of pushing people up. And the more I push them up, the higher they go and the lower I get. And now it's like an accordion. How do I get myself back up after pushing people to their point of success? And I'm not even tapping into the surface of success that I should be at.
You building your house, but you're giving your bricks away.
Giving my bricks
you giving your
away.
bricks away, and that's I'm gonna be honest with you, Tiff. That's a lot of what I've done in life, right? And we don't look. It's hindsight is 2020. We don't look at it until we're like, oh God, But there's so many. I feel you in that. There's so many times, so many things. I don't care. And let's just be transparent. We talking about family. We talking about friends. We talking about people. I've helped people I don't even know. Church folk. Like we've done it all. And I'm just saying that it is a time. It is a time where we need to put ourselves first. We really need to develop ourselves. We need to evolve. And the only way we got to water our own grass.
Absolutely.
We got to, and we are the grass.
Yeah.
And it
We
sounds
are
like
grass.
you've had
And be
your
okay
season.
with it without feeling guilty.
Yes. And it sounds like you've had your season of discernment. And so now you move from discernment to action. Okay, because it's one thing just to discern, but what do you do with that discernment?
What do you do with the discernment?
And now you are putting that into action. So I am so happy for you. If you could feel the spirit of energy for you, I'm so glad that you are listening. I know this is scary.
It is.
It's scary, right?
Is scary.
It is.
It's the unknown that's scary, and also to a certain extent, it's a breakup between you and making me matter. But we know that we can survive breakups, and sometimes relationships come back together too, which, at some point when the time is right, and if that's God's will, it'll come back. But I am so happy for you. You need to chase after everything that's in your heart. God will give you the desires of your heart. Sometimes we just have to listen and be. Now I'm preaching to myself right now because, we so busy doing. We confuse busyness with productivity.
Yes, right.
Okay. And so now walk in your season, sis, and we're all gonna be there to cheer you on. To cheer you on.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not. This is a season of greatness.
Chanel, like I did so many times. We've been doing the show for a long time, and guess what?
I told him, Norm. I said we got to go home.
We actually, what did I do? I stepped back. How many times I went back to school and got degrees and got my masters and things like that? I stepped away too. Yeah. And I'm back. You know what I mean? Back better than ever. But I'm just saying, like, you got to do what's good for you.
I promised. This professor, first of all, y'all, she's the director of the legal department. She's over the legal department. She helped me get back into school originally. She and a team of people voted me on the legal advisory board when I was in school. She said that she was fascinated with my work that I have submitted. There was times, y'all, I wouldn't go to sleep till 3:00 in the morning. Not because I was doing it at the last minute, but because I'm a workaholic and because I wanted it to be perfect. And I wanted to work hard, and I wanted her to see I'm working hard. I wanted my professors to see I'm not here for no okie doke. I really want this. She said, there's people that have submitted work, and I have pulled them aside and told them, I don't think you cut out for this. And I could tell by what you send me. Mm-hmm. And she said, you are going to soar. You're going to end up with a high GPA. She said, and you're going to do excellent things, and you're going to be a great lawyer. Mm-hmm. And that just like, oh my God, Professor E, oh my God, thank you. I just like was a crying mess. But Mommy asked me the other day. She said she told me she went to the altar and she prayed for me. And then she said that she saw me in ministry. She said, Tiff, what is your passion? Because your passion leads to your purpose. I said, my passion is just helping people. Mm-hmm. That's all. That's ministry. That's part of that attorney. Mm-hmm. And the Bible says to defend those who can't defend themselves. That's what I'm stuck with. Mm-hmm. So this is not goodbye. This is see you later.
Do justice.
Do justice. Absolutely.
Amen.
So this is really not goodbye.
Nope.
December 31st is my last time being on the Making Me Matter radio show. But Pastor Jason will be on here, and we're going to make all things matter. All right. And he will be on here filling in for me until I complete school and get that law degree. Norm? Norm, get out, because I don't even want to look at you. Because Norm has been a force in my life beyond this show. Norm has pushed me. Norm has encouraged me. Norm loves his tiff. And Norm has been a brother to me when I'm not in the right headspace. Norm, with his wife in the house, will be like, Tiff, come out. Come sit in the back. Come chill. Do you need music? And I would just relax and just get my mind off of things. Mm-hmm. Norm is not your typical Norm. Mm-hmm. There's nothing normal about, say his full name.
Norman Edward Bradley.
Nothing. There's nothing normal. Hey, Jimmy. Yes, Minister Michelle, my professor, is low-key my mentor. There is nothing normal about Norm.
That's so funny.
Norm has been my secret weapon, and he has encouraged me in a way that I wasn't expecting. Yeah. And he has fully supported this decision for me to focus on me, get my degree, and best believe I'm coming back a lot stronger when I get back to the show.
Amen.
So on that note,
amen.
Woo! What a night.
Woo!
What a night. Woo! Cause we the triple threat. Cause we the triple threat. Cause we the triple threat.
Y'all gotta be calling out tomorrow morning. I mean, like, I was at the station late. I can't come into work.
You can't come in the morning. Y'all, thank you guys so much for being amazing guests. I love you too. No, we are not here. This is a figment of your imagination.
Listen.
Y'all, thank you guys so much. Lord willing, if God says the same, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. We love you. If God says the same, I'll see you guys next week. And until then, until then, freaking. Good night.
Good night, y'all. Bye, y'all.